So I have here the Nvidia RTX 3070 and then RTX 3080, both Founders Edition. We're going to do an unboxing of the RTX 3070 as well as a size comparison to the 3080. So let's get started. Hey guys, Tiago here with Classical Technology. Thank you for joining me for another video. Remember to smash that like button, subscribe with the notification bell for more content like this. So let's do an unboxing and a size comparison of the RTX 3070 to the RTX 3080. Alright guys, so let's do an unboxing of the RTX Founders Edition 3070. I have the box for 3080 here, and as you can see, the boxes are actually exactly the same size. They fit perfectly on top of each other, so the RTX 3090 box is actually, a good deal larger, but as you can see, for the Founders Edition, they are the exact same size. Of course, the GPUs are going to be a different size. The 3080 is going to be larger than the 3070. So, this is the 3070 box, Founders Edition. Let's get right to unboxing it. So, this is the 3070 Founders Edition. Unboxed it, you got to sort of just keep pulling, and there you go, it comes out. And the first impression that you get is sort of the smell from the packaging. It's pretty pleasant, it's not too bad. It has a very distinct smell. And there it is, the RTX 3070. You can see it still has that 12-pin connector, but this one's going to be a little different than the 3080. And of course, it still has a pass-through design, but both fans are actually going to be on the front as opposed to the 3080, where one of the fans is on the bottom and the other one is going to be in the back. See, it says RTX 3070 right in the back. Feels pretty heavy for the size, actually. Very solid. These Founders Edition GPUs have some unbelievable build quality. It says GeForce RTX right here, but I do not believe that anything lights up on this card from what I've seen so far. So that's only going to be on the 3080 and plus, so you don't really get any RGB lighting or even the white LED lighting like you get on the 3080. And let's see what else you get in the box. Your little quick start guide. And you do get one of these little things. It's going to be a 12-pin that goes on the GPU side. And on this side, it's going to be a single 8-pin connector. Now, this is going to be different than the RTX 3080 and 3090. They have a dual 8-pin connectors connected to the one 12-pin. So, of course, they're not going to be compatible. That will connect right there. Then you just connect your traditional PCIe 8-pin cable right here. It certainly does make it a little bit tougher to cable manage because you have this. Imagine the GPUs in your system. You have this sort of coming out or going to the side, but there are custom cables coming, so at least you can have one whole cable and it's going to look considerably better. But overall, certainly a very beautiful design, very industrial, very heavy. Everything feels super high quality. Even the back plate looks really cool. It has sort of this textured design on it, and it does have a pass-through design. So if I go ahead and put a light right behind it, you should be able to see the light right on the other side. So you can see the light right there on the other side. Of course, no pass through here, just because this is a solid back plate. You basically just have this little area here. And if you look closely, you can see the heat pipes. So basically, it's going to pull the air in from the bottom. The warm air exits from the top. Very similar to the 3080 and 3090. Like I said, only difference is you don't actually have a fan on this side now. But overall, a very nice GPU, and we will do some side-by-side size comparisons with the 3080, just so you guys see the size difference. Even though the boxes are the same, definitely the GPU sizes are different. And then as you can see the GPUs, the 3080 certainly is a lot taller than the RTX 3070. In terms of the width, they certainly do seem to be pretty close. There isn't as big of a difference in terms of just the width, but the height, it's certainly a pretty sizable difference. And of course, the cooler design, as you'll see, the RTX 3070 has both fans on one side and then a little pass-through area in the back. Now the 3080 does have that pass-through design, as does the 3070, but of course with the fans on either side. But overall, in terms of build quality, they both feel pretty much the same level. Only difference is the 3080 obviously will be heavier and it's going to be taller. And now something a lot of people were curious about, they both do have that 12-pin connector. The 3080s is sort of at an angle, and then the 3070 just goes straight out. And they do come with the appropriate adapters in the box as well, of course. And this is only going to be the Founders Edition, so So if you get like a third-party GPU, you're just going to have the typical PCIe connections. The 3080's adapter splits into two PCIe 8-pin connectors. The 3070 just has one PCIe 8-pin connector to 12-pin. So that's certainly going to be a major difference. And of course, the adapter cables themselves are specifically meant for either the 3070 or 3080. So that's not something you can really mix and match. But there you have it, one PCIe 8-pin connector to 12-pin. And then this is going to split into two. And then one interesting thing as well, they do have a slightly different shade. The finish isn't exactly the same. The 3070 does look more gray, and then the 3080 looks like there's a little bit more like a tan mixed into the gray. So that's interesting. And of course, the 3070 does have a more unique and different backplate than the 3080. 3080 basically just has these fins on the back. 3070 has the fins as well, and the 3080 plate does have some RGB lighting there, or at least white LED lighting. White LED lighting here, but the 3070 has no white LED lighting. This doesn't turn on. It's just basically the, the GeForce RTX label. And of course, the back plate here of the 3080, it's a little more intricate. You have that design, while this one has that pattern, but it's basically one piece, and you have the little area sort of for the pass-through design. Overall, two very high quality GPUs, and the back also looks very similar. You have 4 different ports. You have 3 DisplayPort and 1 HDMI. The design is a little bit different on the 3080 versus the 3070. 3080 is a little bit more open. 3070 has little square boxes on the end. But otherwise, they seem to be very similar, even a similar size, at least on the back area. And then, of course, the actual fans on the 3070 are a little bit smaller than the fans on the 3080 themselves. So overall, the 3070 is designed differently, but I wouldn't say it feels cheaper by any means. It just feels a little bit smaller, but it certainly feels like a very premium GPU. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed this video. I will have a more thorough video with some benchmarks and an actual review of the 3070 coming up soon. So stay tuned for that. Remember to subscribe, smash that like button, and I'll see you guys on the next one.